the sides and angles of congruent triangles Dropbox activity. And this is basically the same document. I just have some hyperlinks that I've sent to my students, which I'm probably going to send out eventually to all of you. The thing that you're going to see first is you're going to control and then right or left click on the activity, and that's going to take you here. First thing I see is I don't have a grid. I don't have those little lines where I can count easily. So I'm going to right click and hit grid. And there I have it looks like a piece of graphing paper, so I like it more. I also don't like that it's kind of off center, so I can go to this where it says move or drag selected items. And when I click on that, I get this hand and I can just pull it over a little. All right, so we'll go through the first set of directions. Transform ABC by going 5 units to the right, 2 units up. So that means I'm going to go to each one of these points, and that means I'm going to have to click this little app, this little mini app, and when I do, I just hover over A. I don't have to click it, and I'm going to do what it tells me to do. Go every single point. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. But that's not the name, remember, that it says in our table. It wants us to change it to A prime, B prime, C prime. They're using D. So I'm going to right click on D and I'm going to rename it, just backspace A prime. Then I want my new B point. So I'm going to click on this app. I know it says A, but it just works for everything. And then I'm going to go hover over it and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 1, 2. And click there. I'm going to rename that by right-clicking on that, hitting rename, backspace B prime. Then I'm going to go to C. Click on that point and hover and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. And I'm going to rename that C prime. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yes. 1, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yes. So then I'll go to this triangle that connects things into polygons, and I'll hit polygon, and I'll go from point A, click on point A, or A prime, click on point B, and then you get this weird shadowy thing. Click on point C and you think you're done, but you're not, because they want you to completely close off the triangle. So you go back to point A. Now that's your new triangle. The next set of directions says to draw the line y equals negative x and reflect ABC across the line. Well, when you draw a line, it's so easy in Geogebra, because all you have to do is go into the input bar at the bottom and do what it tells you to do. Y equals negative x, and then hit enter. There's your line, y equals negative x. And then it says reflect it. So I am going to go to this mini app, which shows like something being reflected. It looks like something, a mirror with 2 dots. And I'm going to hit reflect about a line. And then it's going to tell me to the right to select the object I want to reflect and then the line of reflection. I want to reflect this triangle right here, so I click on it. I'm going to reflect it about the line. I drew the line y equals negative x. I go to reflect about a line. That's right here. I click on it, select the object to reflect. It tells you what to do. So I select that triangle. And then I'm going to reflect it about the line y equals x. What happens? One more time. There we go. So you had to select your triangle, just like it tells you. That's the object to reflect and the line of reflection. Now, the next thing I need to do is come over here. I can't change that to what it needs to be changed to, which is going to be the next letters, which is A prime 1, B prime 1, C prime 1, but the A is on the old A. It stayed there when I reflected, but I can still change, I can still rename B to B prime 1. Oops. And look at C, it's way down there. I'm going to have to drag it, so I click on that, and I pull it up a little, and then I go back to my point C. I go to right click, rename, and I'm going to rename it C prime 1. Oops. C prime 1. Okay. Now, the next thing, this is my new triangle now. Started out with this one, went to this one, this is my new triangle, and the next thing it tells me to do is to rotate ABC counterclockwise about the origin. Rotate ABC counterclockwise about the origin. Well, that means that I'm going to go to this again. This is your translation tool. It does all your transformations. And I'm going to, before you do this, you got to, let me get out of here. I got to show the origin before I do anything. And then I got to tell it to reflect it about it. So I'm going to take my point tool, and I'm going to make a point right there on the origin. There it is. It tells you D is 0, 0. So then I'll go ahead and I'll say rotate around a point. So I know I want to rotate it around D. So I'm going to select the object to rotate. That's this triangle. The center point, that's this point. And look, it gives you something that you put in here. So I want to rotate it like it said in the directions, 270 degrees about the origin. Okay? So I'm going to, what happened? Do it again. Rotate it. Done. Rotate it about the origin. Okay, select the object. That's the object. Select the point. And then I'm going to put 270 degrees. And it says in the directions counterclockwise. So I'll leave it at counterclockwise. I could have done that, but that's not what I want. I want counterclockwise. And I'll press OK. And now you have your new triangle, which, again, I'm not liking these points because that's not what they have. It has A prime 2 in our activity, so I'm going to rename it C prime 2. Right click, rename C prime 2. OK. Right click, rename A prime 2. You couldn't do it with that one because it was the point was on top of itself. All right, so there we go. The next thing it tells you to do is, when you're done, capture the figure containing the pre-image and the 3 images in the space provided. Well, that's right here. They want us to put that where it says type your response here. That's where you need to put your picture. You're going to do that by going, and I've got the directions here. You'll go to File in the tool, in the Geogebra tool, Export, Graphics View to Clipboard, and that's like you just highlighted, copied, and pasted, sort of. You come in here, right-click, hit Paste, and there it is. So I can see it when you turn it in. Now it tells us to do the measurements. I'm only going to do the first one, and I'll show you how to do the measurements. You're going to go to this little tool right here, which looks like an angle and a Greek letter alpha, and that's telling you that it will measure your angle. And this could be kind of tricky, but it's not hard. But let's do it in the order that it tells us. It says, first it wants us to measure A, B, C. So you click on A, B, and you notice how it's going on the outside. So that means you're not going in the right direction and you have to go backwards. I know that's a pain, but that's how it is. So you have to start CBA, because it doesn't matter as long as you keep the letter that's in the middle, because that's your angle, the letter in the middle. So I'm going to go C, click on it, B, A. And there's my angle measurement for CBA. but it's kind of hidden in there, so I'll go to my move and drag it down. And I'll write 119.74. And let's do this. Instead of just doing one, let's go to A prime, B prime, C prime. So A prime, B prime, C prime is this triangle here. Actually, this one should say A prime 2. I don't know what the heck that was about. All right, so because that was this triangle. So but we're going to go to A prime, which I couldn't change if you remember, B prime, C prime, and it wants me to measure A prime, B prime, C prime. So I'll go to the measurement tool, and I'll start at A prime, B prime, and watch what's going to happen. You're going to be like, oh, that's not the one. That's the exterior angle. That's the one that's outside. That's not the one inside. So you got to start over. So you got to come to C prime, B prime, A prime. I don't like that it's like that, so I'm going to come over here and drag it out a little bit. And there's my measurement. So I can come here and put 119.74. And then it's up to you guys to fill in all the rest of these so that you can do the rest of the activity.